Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios. This is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
It was 1 year ago today that I was not nervous, but I was hyped.
I was nervous.
And not sure what was going to happen.
I was nervous.
You were.
I mean, see, you had already had 6 months of walking away from a great gig.
Mm-hmm.
It only been 2 weeks for me from walking away from a great gig.
2 weeks.
It had only been 2 weeks. It takes a while, I'm sure, like within that first 6 months when you left iHeart, you're like, what did I do? You had that what did I do moment. At some point within those 6 months, like, did I make the right decision moment? You know what I mean? So first 2 weeks, I'm like, damn, I really did this shit. So yeah, it was for you. Yeah, so I was like legit nervous still.
I still have moments, and I'm just being honest,
Yeah.
where it's like, what did I do?
Hell yeah, because good money every couple weeks, benefits. Like, yeah,
That's
a
the
lot.
biggest thing. I got to get medical insurance soon. I'm just going to have to start paying for it myself and not. I just need to go get medical. Like, I need a colonoscopy.
Somebody will do it.
And
Bend over, I'll help you out.
I
right
have
quick.
not had a medical.
LG, give me some gloves.
I haven't
I'll
had
check you
a
out.
physical exam in a few years either.
Well,
this
just
is
keep
the time.
drinking water and keep eating right.
I am, but when you turn 50, this is when you're really supposed to ramp up
Yeah.
doctors. It's making sure that you keep your body where it needs to
And
be at
because
this old age.
Detecting stuff early
Right.
ensures you can be okay.
Correct. 50
Right.
years old is the rule of thumb when it comes
Well,
to
now
getting
because
a
of all the
colonoscopy.
processed bullshit, they moved it up to like 45.
Oh, yeah, because of
because
fast
of all the
food
bullshit we eat and all the bullshit that's on the shelves.
and fake pasta.
At the #1 grocery store in America for the fourth time in 8 years, HEB.
Correct. But if you do what Rudy always says and don't shop on the inside aisles and keep it to the outside, you'll be okay, which I normally try to do.
Try.
Good morning, everybody.
What up?
It's In the Building. Today is our 1 year birthday. It is our 1 year anniversary that on this day we had show number 1. It is now show number 249 is what we are up to
Damn.
today.
We
About
should have just
that.
said the anniversary tomorrow and made it even 250.
We could have done
That's
that.
messing with my OCD.
Yeah, same. It feels and watch. And after today, like in a year, we're going to think, oh, remember last year, our first year was episode 250. You're going to talk your brain into that.
But to do 250 shows in 365 days is pretty good for a pod.
Right. No, it's pretty good. Consistency is the key.
Right.
You know, and we're still working. It ain't like we're rich and fat and happy now.
Not yet.
And look, I'm not doubting it. But there are times where it's like, man, I really hope I did the right thing.
Yeah.
Long term going forth. And I can tell you right now, you know, it ain't about having those moments of doubt late at night.
Right.
Or your kid needs to go to the dentist, but you need to wait a couple of weeks and you have that moment of doubt. It's not.
2 weeks.
That happens to me on occasion. But the body of work of what we have done in the 248 previous shows, I'm damn proud of.
Sure.
I'm proud that we've done this.
Sure.
It has not been easy. It continues to not be easy. But I'm as dedicated as ever. I'm actually more dedicated right now than I was 1 year ago today, because 1 year ago today, I didn't know what to expect. Now that we've done this for a year, okay, my rookie year is over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know what it's like in the locker room. I know where the bodies are. I know where the coach's office is, things like that. I know how to get to the trainer and other kind of. I know the playbook. Now it's going into that sophomore year where, okay, now we don't have a sophomore slump, but we become a superstar year number
Right.
2. You know what I mean?
I almost like.
So I feel good about it.
Yeah, me too. Like, I think sometimes, like, I put it in music terms. Sometimes if your first album is colossal and it's huge and you blow up, then that's when everything is like, oh shit, how do I follow that up? But I think when it's a gradual process, then people can go back. Like, by the third year, everybody's like, oh damn, I remember when it was here. So I don't mind the gradual process versus like if the first year just blew up and took off. I've been great too, but then, okay, how do you get better? How do you avoid it? So I don't mind where it's at.
Yeah, and you and I both we've been in good bands before this new band.
Yeah, for sure. Great.
So
you were in a
we've
great
made
band.
good records in our
Right.
career, right? We've got good records under our
sure.
belt with other bands. We're kind of like Audio Slave. We're like a collaboration of. We formed our own band. We both used to be in it. What's an example of a good band that guys that used to be in a great band that
Damn.
hooked up later?
That's a tough one.
Audio Slave with Chris Cornell and the lead singer or the lead guitarist from Rage Against the Machine. That comes to mind. What's a good hip hop? Is there a good hip hop
They
group?
joined together later
Yeah,
on.
they got together later.
I
Help
can't
us
think of
out.
one.
There's our first question for the people today.
Yeah.
We are two former successful musicians that formed a new band, and we released our record on our own label,
I know.
and that's why it's been a chore. And with LG's help, I'm proud of where we are a year
Absolutely.
into it. I really am.
Absolutely.
And I'm appreciative of our sponsors. I'm appreciative of the people, and we already have money coming in today.
The Arsenal
I
fan is in here.
appreciate that. Brian just donated $50. Thank you, man. Congratulations, boys. He writes, much love and continued success. Thank you, man. If you want to
Appreciate
join
it very much.
Brian and tip us, we'd love you very hard for that. You can jump on the chat and you can donate through the super chat. You can also buy us a coffee on the buymeacoffee.com/loveyouhardtv. I got chewed out on Instagram this morning by some dude who bought us coffee yesterday. I forgot to read them, so
Damn.
y'all help me out. I can't get to everything. I'm trying. I appreciate that very
Silk
much.
Sonic. Yeah, that's a good one.
Silk Sonic. All right. Velvet Revolver. Okay.
Who is? Oh, was that Axl Rose? Who's Velvet Revolver?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Traveling Wilburys. Okay, sure.
Who is that?
That's Roy Orbison. Is that Roy Orbison and like Chris Christopherson or something like that? Whatever.
Yeah.
We're two badasses, and we decided to get together because the companies we worked for was never going to let it happen. So we decided to do it on our own.
Yeah.
And as I've said over and over, I didn't want to be 70 and look back and say, man, 20 years ago, had I had the balls to go off on my own with Rudy and LG, what would it have looked like?
20 years from now, don't you want to say you had the guts to get in the car? Transformers.
Correct. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I didn't even know Rudy was going to be a part of this thing.
Despite popular belief.
Correct. It just looked like there was
It looked
some
like
huge plan. Yeah, we planned to go into poverty together. We planned to not have medical insurance together. It kind of fell into place, and the timing was right. And I had been on my own since the summer of 23, and Puma was no longer a part of it, and it was just kind of me and LG out here at sea by ourselves. And then we got Rudy out of the transfer portal, So we're not Ohio State yet, but I feel like we're SMU, right?
Sure.
We're coming up.
We're coming.
We coming.
We coming.
We coming. All right, so I'm happy. Thank you. And we want y'all to celebrate this with us in person.
Yeah.
Friday.
Friday.
We come on and do this show
Viernes.
today. It
Yeah.
is miércoles. It's Wednesday. It's people I want to punch Wednesday. It's a what you watching Wednesday. It's also a celebration today. Happy birthday to In the Building. And we didn't have Slackers 1 year ago today. That came on like a month later, I
April.
believe. Yeah,
No, I
something
don't think
like
it was
that.
till April.
Was it like golly? And
Yes. A matter of fact, it was April.
oh, you're right about
it was
that.
April.
Golly, yeah.
It was April.
And look at that. A year later, we got logos and everything. Look at that. And Friday, we want to celebrate with the people in person. We're going to be at the Slackers location on 281 and Thousand Oaks at 5 o'clock, and we're going to stay till 8, 9, see how it goes.
We're going to stay till we stay.
Yeah, we're not going to do a
Don't put
show.
a time on it.
We'll post a little. We'll post once or twice. We'll make some cool
No, I'll say
videos.
8. Get your asses there.
5 to 8, yeah.
Get
It's
your asses up
Friday
in the
night.
building.
I'm not 28 anymore. I'm 50. But I'm going to party my ass off from 5 to 8. And then at 8, I'm leaving. So y'all come out. We would love to see as many people as we can. We decided to do this Friday because obviously it's a weekend, and today it's Wednesday, and it's freaking cold. So Friday at Slackers, the official sports bar in the building. 5 locations in the area. We're going to be at Thousand Oaks 281 location on Friday. Me and Rudy celebrating, and I'll dress up for the occasion. It'll be Fly Friday.
I don't know what I'm going to wear.
We'll make it a
I'll
birthday
figure it out.
party. So thank you to Slackers. Couldn't have done this without our partners, including the official sports bar It is Slackers. Okay, we got tacos coming.
He's already in the chat saying that you haven't put in our order. LG put his
I'm
in.
about to text you, Ruben. Jeez. Stop down my wildly successful talk show to text Ruben. All right, LG, what do you want, Holmes?
He put his in the chat already.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, Rudy. And what do you? I'm gonna text you me and Rudy's.
Carne guisada.
Okay.
Bacon and egg.
Hang on, my phone won't recognize guisada.
Of course it won't.
It turned into guidance. So one carne guisada.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Bacon and egg.
One bacon and egg.
Fat.
And
one
a
bacon.
chorizo and egg.
Fat.
And one chorizo. What'd you get, LG?
He got a carne guisada, a country and egg, and a frijoles y queso.
Me. I'm going to go egg and beans.
That is puro.
One egg and beans.
That's some Grandma Becky shit right there.
Yes,
That's
sir.
puro.
One egg and beans for me. Thank you, Ruben. I just had a protein shake, so I only have room for one taco.
Ruben, I'm not going to eat the tortilla, though, so you do with that what you want, but that's what I need.
God.
So I don't want you to waste 3 tortillas, but unless it's just easier for you. But
Chloe wants to go no tortilla.
Yeah, no tortilla. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you can bring me the extra tortillas.
Yeah, Ruben,
I'll
just
eat those
bring-
later.
Yeah,
LG will
Ruben,
eat
just
them.
bring them and I'll just save them for LG.
Yeah, he's a starving bachelor.
So, Ruben, stuff them biatches because I'm not getting the extras. So, yeah, stuff them for me, brother.
All right, very good.
You could afford a little bit extra bacon.
Everybody get y'all's orders in for Ruben. No, we're kidding. So Ruben's bringing tacos over. Appreciate
So
that.
what'd you do? Bean and egg? That's it?
One bean and egg. That's all I need, player. And by Ruben, if y'all have like,
Oh, look at this.
I'll take refried, but if you have like black beans, I would rather that.
Timeout. Foul.
Or borracho.
That is unacceptable. First of all, you can't make fun of my no tortilla and then go black bean and egg.
Refried's bad for you.
LG, he's making fun of me.
It's
and then
terrible.
he goes black bean.
Kim wants black bean. Chloe wants no tortilla. Do y'all have a spinach tortilla wrap, Ruben? Oh my God! Oh, punch me for that comment. Whatever kind of beans you got, Ruben, I'll take them. All right, it is Wednesday. It is People I Want to Punch Wednesday. So while I'm happy and we're celebrating our birthday, we still gotta stay on task.
punch people.
I still get mad at people. Who you punching? Anybody today?
This is not. I'm not trying to be political. I'm not. But don't lie to me. Don't bullshit me. Do what you want to do. You're a grown man, but don't make up a whole bunch of nonsense. Just say what it is. I want to punch legendary rapper Nelly. Now, Snoop hasn't said anything. Snoop's taking a lot of heat for performing at a crypto event. It was a crypto event, but
Okay.
it was in celebration of the inauguration.
Okay.
So he's taking a lot of shit. So Nelly spoke about it. Nelly's like, look, I respect the office, but took the bag, took the money. And there's nothing wrong with
So
that.
you're not
sir.
punching him for doing it. You're punching him for the bullshit excuse.
Yeah, like you don't have. First of all, just do what Snoop did. You don't owe us any explanation.
Yeah.
You're a grown ass man. Snoop ain't gonna talk about why he did it, and you have the right to do whatever you want to do.
Yep.
Whatever it is you want to do. But when they're like, I respect the office, and Biden did all these bad things. Like, bro, you took the $2-3 million, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. You took the $2-3 million, bro. This bullshit explanation. You going on this explanation tour only makes you look worse.
Yeah.
In the eyes of the cancel culture.
Rappers don't explain their actions.
You don't
They just
explain
do
that,
them, baby.
Because guess what? In the today's air fryer society, because we don't use microwaves anymore, in 3 weeks, no one's gonna give a shit. By the end of this year, do you think anybody's gonna be talking about Snoop and Nelly and Rick
No.
Ross performing at
God,
a crypto
no.
event? No.
No.
So hey, Nelly, you took the bag. Just say, hey, I wanted the money. Or don't say anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stop explaining yourself.
Yeah,
So
that's not
punch-
very gangsta in the
Yeah,
rap.
it's just
Come on, man.
Stop, brother.
And I love Nelly.
Yeah, I
He's
like
great.
Nelly too, but that was a bullshit explanation. Anyway, who you punching?
I want to punch the best college basketball coach in America, UConn coach Dan Hurley.
Okay, what did Dan do to you?
Dan Hurley has apologized for what he said to a ref the other night in their win over Butler. He got caught on camera screaming at the ref, quote, "Don't turn your back on me. I'm the best coach in the fucking
He did not
sport."
say that.
Yeah, he did.
He did not say that.
I swear to God. On camera, too. "Don't turn your back on me. I'm the best coach in the fucking sport."
Wow.
Wow. What an asshole. This is ESPN.com. Hurley was complaining about what he thought was a foul on a defensive rebound attempt late in the first half. After the game, he said he was looking for more communication from officials. The two-time defending champion, Dan Hurley, also lodged a complaint about how often the TV cameras focus on him. So he's basically apologized for cussing and being an arrogant prick and, "I'm the best coach in the effing country."
So what you punching him for that, or because he apologized?
For being an arrogant asshole in the moment. But he's also bitching about, he says he gets way more camera time than the other coaches whenever they play.
He did say, like, "Hey, why don't you talk about other coaches?" Well, you're the back-to-back champs, bro.
Right. It says UConn on your shirt, dude. He says, quote, "I just wish they put the camera on the other coach more. I just wish they would show these other coaches losing their minds at the officials in other Big East games that I'm coaching. I'm not talking to officials. I see the other coaches demonstrative as I am. But the camera, obviously, I've created this for myself. I'm not the victim, and I'm sorry." Okay, that's a whole lot of talking out of every end of your mouth. "I'm the best effing coach in the country. I wish they wouldn't put me on camera so much. I'm sorry for that. But I am in the Big East, and I do like to scream. But all the other coaches do too. But I'm sorry that I scream a lot." Dude, shut up. He got caught up in the moment. He had an "I'm Mike effing Taylor" moment.
Yes, he did. That's some shit Mike would definitely say
Dan
to
Hurley
somebody.
is a colossal a-hole, but he channels it for good on the court normally. He's not Bob Knight, but he's...
No, he's not Bob. He's not that crazy,
no one's
but he's
Bob
crazy.
Knight, but he's crazy.
He's
for
crazy.
sure. I bet I'd like to talk to Steph Castle about Dan Hurley.
I like to talk to Dan Hurley about Steph Castle.
I'd like to talk to Steph Castle about playing with a bunch of sissies, but we'll get into that in a minute.
We'll get into
so
that
I'm
later.
punching Dan Hurley for losing himself. "I'm the best effing coach in the country." Okay, dude. Okay. He's got that, Dan Hurley's that guy that walks into the bar looking to get into a scrap. He's ready to get into a Donnybrook at any moment. He's just a very hot-headed guy. It serves him well.
him.
He's won 2 titles.
Right.
He's a stud. Just, "Hey, I'm sorry, I got caught up in a moment." Next question. But don't tell me, "Oh, the other coaches get mad too." Shut up. It says UConn. No one cares about the Seton Hall coach. They care about you, man.
It is what it is. You can't tell the ref, "Don't turn your back on me, I'm the best coach," and then wonder why we're only focusing on you.
Right. I thought you were the best coach. Don't turn your back on me. Okay. "Don't turn your back on me. I'm the best coach in the
Don't turn your back on me, but keep the cameras off me.
It's fine to yell, "Don't turn your back on me." But dude, come on.
But he told the truth.
Yeah, you are good, but again, you are not Bob Knight.
He's not
In
throwing
more
chairs.
ways than one.
He's not choking
Yeah,
kids.
you also haven't reached Bobby Knight status either. So
Relax.
That was unbecoming. All right. By the way, the Final Four is here this year. This show needs to go.
I know.
Yeah, we got to go.
It's approaching fast.
I know. I'm going to work on credentials soon. I think it's the NCAA I got to go through. So wish me luck as I deal with that bureaucracy.
I know.
Don't forget parking.
I won't forget parking, Lawrence. You know what? The first thing I do is to make sure you have parking. I'm going to even if we don't even have game credentials, I'm going to make sure you can park that day. We'll just park and sit in the car.
Yeah, see, we're not dealing with our backyard, though. Like, Valero is like, "Yo, it's our backyard." You
Right.
know all those guys.
Yes.
And ladies.
Yeah, so I'm going to work on getting our credentials here today probably. Mentioning Dan Hurley reminded me that we have the Final Four, so
Yeah.
let me get that done. All right, thank you to Orlando Kell. He brings us people I want to punch every day. Another guy that I can't thank enough. This guy has carried us, man. Been one of the people that have carried our show. We're not doing these podcasts every day because we just like getting up and bitching about Dan Hurley. I mean, we do, but it's not sustainable without folks.
No,
And
Appreciate
I
it very
appreciate
much.
that.
we're
very much.
long past doing anything for free.
No,
so.
for sure. We got kids and we got families and we got tacos to pay for. So thank God for Orlando Kell.
I got 4 kids to
And
feed.
the cool part is I still have not sold out yet. I say yet.
Yet.
All of our partners that we do business with, they're all really good businesses and really good people. We haven't got to the point yet where we're like, "Hey, man, the strip club and the dildo shop, that's the last two. They want to do money with us." Okay. You know what I mean? We're not there yet. Not that there's anything wrong with the dildo shop, right?
No,
Not that there's anything wrong with
toys
it.
are fun.
But yeah, it's good doing good, clean business with good, clean folks. And Orlando's a good, clean man. And he does what he does.
Is he okay? Have you talked to him since the Texas loss?
Not much. He owes me a call. He knows it too. He texted me about 4 or 5 days ago. I owe you a call. I'll call you soon. I'm alive. Okay. His dad still interacts with us every day on the show. Jim, Big Jim out in El Paso. So I
That's
know
his pops?
Yeah. So
Oh,
I know,
damn.
Yeah.
Jade. Oh, gotcha.
So I know that
What's up,
Orlando's
Mr. Kel?
alive and absolutely functioning. Actually, he's been super busy. Turns out folks get divorced around Christmas time.
Turns out 50% of marriages end in divorce.
They do, and a lot of them finally fall apart right around Jesus' birthday for some reason. Something about the end of the year, New Year, Christmas, all that kind of thing brings out stuff in people, and he's been busy. It is Orlando Kell, the official family lawyer, up in the building at 210-775-4995. You can email Orlando directly, orlandokell.law@gmail.com, orlandokell at gmail.com. Adrian Robles, Money Shot Mike, Rim Job Rudy at the Megaplex. See?
Relax, sir.
Stop it. We haven't had to go to that extreme yet. All right.
What's on your mind? What you burning on?
Oh, I really want Dion to be the coach of the Cowboys.
Oh my God!
Because
it's not gonna happen, Mike. You
I know.
that.
If it's Brian Schottenheimer, I
don't want that either.
That's not entertaining to me. Because I don't care about if he's the right guy for the job or not, because they ain't winning nothing. I just want to be entertained. Dion is worth rooting for. Dion is worth, okay.
He's worth stopping down on a Tuesday or Wednesday to hear what he has to say. He's worth watching on Sunday, see how they respond.
Yeah.
His Sunday night press conferences. Yeah. All that's worth it.
And I would openly root for the Cowboys to win only because I like Dion so much. Wouldn't have jack squat to do with the Joneses.
Sure.
And that monarchy they've got that needs to die. Sorry.
Jesus.
Got excited.
The 1 year anniversary, we wishing death.
I need somebody. I need a reason to be entertained. Nick Saban.
I want me some glory hole.
Well, was this on the Pivot?
Saban was asked about Dion.
Was this on the Pivot podcast? Because I saw him on with Ryan Clark.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe this was.
I saw some of that.
And so they asked Saban about Nick. I mean, they asked Nick about Dion.
Because they have Affleck together, so they're buds. And then they had their little beef because Saban said that Dion paid Travis Hunter $1 million when he was at Jackson State. And they had a quick little beef. They got over it.
Yeah.
What did he have to say?
He says he loves Dion, and he thinks Dion would be successful, though, anywhere. Now, he also said, I'm not trying to tell Jerry what to do with his company. But Dion has the charisma, he has the personality, but he has the leadership. And he has the relatability with guys in the room that no other coach has. Because he's the best that's ever been at what he did when he played. And he's got that ability to relate to everybody because he's Dion. And I love to hear it. I don't know if Dion's going to be the next coach, but obviously Saban, he's like, I don't want to step on Jerry's toes. Well, go ahead and step on him.
Step on him.
Everybody is now. It's open season on Jerry. So I love Saban saying that. I don't know that it carries any weight whatsoever with what Jerry's going to do, whatever Nick Saban said. But it's one more guy that's going to bat for something unorthodox, and Dion would be unorthodox. Let's do something completely different here. Also, here's the thing. Jerry is 82. He probably does not have a lot of Christmases left. This might be his last hire. Do you want your last hire to be Brian Schottenheimer? That how you want to go out? Fuck it. Go old school Jerry. Go 45-year-old Jerry. Wildcat and
go
Jerry.
Get Jimmy Johnson.
And go get Dion.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
That person.
Show me that guy that used to exist. All the things I've said over the years about Jerry that have been negative in the 90s, he was a ruthless businessman. Still ruthless in many ways, but he was ruthless in building that brand, and he liked to take chances and hit home runs. He wanted to draft Johnny Manziel 12 years ago or whatever it was.
And they put him in a straitjacket and told him no.
Stephen Jones is a fucking problem. He's a problem. He's standing in the way.
Stephen was the level-headed guy.
I thought he was too. He's a problem. Y'all aren't ever going to win. Your culture's garbage. Just do fun stuff. Just go full-blown reality TV. Go full-blown Hard Knocks. Go full-blown Kardashians. Mm-hmm. Go get Deion Sanders and bring in Warren Sapp as the assistant head coach. Do it today. That would get me on board. Hell, I'd go buy a shirt probably. I'd like spend money again.
People like Jerry, they say that the reason why, people get wildly rich and wealthy like Jerry Jones is they're smart enough to hire people smarter than them. And I believe that in every other business Jerry has, he does that. But on the football side of things, he won't do it, which is crazy to me. Like, again, he's not where he's at because he's dumb. He's not. You don't get to where he's at being dumb. He's not a dumb man. But with the Cowboys, his ego is so far out of control, he refuses to do what he does in every other business, which is put people in place that are smarter than you. You putting yes men around you. You got a bunch of yes men around you, and that's not what you do to be successful, which is why you have 30 years, which is why you're the last team on the NFC side to make an NFC championship, because you refuse to do what you do in every other walk of life, which baffles me, because in my heart, I want to feel like Jerry wants to win, but you continue to just put yes men around you. Recipe for disaster.
That's so well said. So he partnered with the Steinbrenners on the food business. He partnered with the top oil and gas men in Texas on his energy companies.
What are we doing?
But with the Cowboys, I think, and with the Cowboys, though, he's just like, he doesn't care about the contamination that he brings to that organization. Because, funny enough, he said it on Landman last month. His monologue that he did on Landman, playing himself on the TV show.
Which is awesome.
He basically spent 5 minutes saying, look, I was so busy working and building wells and stuff that I didn't know my kids when they were little. And so to make up for it, I decided to do something where my kids could work with me every day. Because I'm a workaholic, but my kids get to do it with me. So I'm killing two birds with one stone. That's why I bought the Cowboys, so I can make all my kids get to work with me every day. The Cowboys are Jerry's side hustle when it comes to business. He does that for fun.
Right.
At the expense of winning. And all y'all that spend all that money with him. Right. This is a fact.
Big fact.
He was being sincere in that monologue that he did on Landman. It's a fact. And it's hard to have anything other than malevolence toward him. I just want him to go away, Rudy. I'm not saying I want him to be dead. But here's the thing. Steven's not going to be any better. Steven's not level-headed. It's going to be status quo when Jerry's gone. I'm afraid. Just like Mark Davis is status quo in Vegas in continuing to run the great Raiders organization into the beachhead, because he's no different than his Pops was in the last 10 years when Pops was 90 and couldn't barely walk. Damn. It's unfortunate. All right.
Why is Dak out of touch?
Why is Dak out of touch?
Yeah. That's what you texted me this morning.
Oh, I did text you that, didn't I?
Like, since we're here.
I have an example of that. I'm glad you asked me that, because I actually forgot I texted you that. Dak Prescott just bought every single one of his teammates an e-bike. These little electric bicycles.
Okay.
He bought 85 e-bikes for the team.
Shout out to that company.
Fox 4, KDFW.com, Dallas Metro 6 TV. Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott is hoping to motivate his teammates with a unique gift. Prescott partnered with Emoto Supply Company to give them all Cake Maca electric motorcycles. He had all 85 bikes customized with the jersey numbers of each player on the roster. So while the house burns...
He's still the leader, Mike.
Dak's buying e-bikes.
He's still the leader.
This is a piggyback off something I said yesterday.
All right.
If they had the Cowboys just gotten eliminated in the divisional, by the Eagles or something, and had won the division, or if the Cowboys had a playoff game Sunday in Philly for the NFC Championship, Dak buying e-bikes would be cool. I don't give a shit that you're buying e-bikes for the guys. The house is burning. But this piggybacks off something I said yesterday.
Okay.
There's not a quarterback in the NFL, and this is another big irony with the Cowboys because they're America's team. There's not another starting quarterback in the league with less pressure on him than Dak Prescott.
Less pressure?
Less. He don't have to win. They don't care.
Wait. Are you talking about he doesn't have to win as far as like his bosses?
His bosses don't care.
In court of public opinion, I think he has the most pressure.
And he don't care about that anymore. I think he did at one point. He no longer gives a shit about that. He does not care what you or me or any season ticket slap D thinks. There's no pressure on him to win. None. He hasn't made. He has 4 years left on his deal at $60+ million a year. The ownership does not give a rat's ass about winning championships. They're getting ready to make Brian Schottenheimer the head coach. You know why? Because Dak knows him. You have everything you want. They've given you every single thing you want, and you don't even have to win the title. It's a great gig.
They didn't give him Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry.
Well, we're not going to spend money. We're going to give you all the money you ever wanted.
No, I know what you mean.
We're going to make you the face of a franchise in which we don't really care if you win or not. They didn't even call Ben Johnson. The odds on, without a doubt, best coaching candidate on the market, and they didn't even call him.
They don't know if he'll play ball. When I say play ball, I mean they don't know if he'll come in and we'll bring the groceries into the kitchen. Mm-hmm. You just cook them and make them taste good. You just season them.
Correct.
They don't know if Ben's that. But Leslie Frazier, Schottenheimer, and I'm missing one. Who's the third candidate?
Kellen Moore.
They know all three of those guys are going to come in and just play ball and not ask any questions. Mike McCarthy just came in and played ball, didn't ask any questions.
What I mean by Dak being out of touch is Dak is now washed in all that culture, all that nasty, whatever that poison in the water is up there.
Right.
When you work for the Cowboys, you get all that demon in you. You get all that cowboy demon all in your spirit.
It's Illuminati.
Yeah, and if anybody can withstand it, maybe it's Dion. Probably not, because no one's been able to prove immunity to it. Jimmy saw it and got out of there 29 years ago or whatever it was, 30 years ago. Sad scene. Robert Saleh. They interviewed him, Matt, I think, as a minority interview. Robert Saleh's not going to go up there and tap dance for Jerry. Kellen Moore will. Do you know anything about Leslie Frazier other than he's been a coach
Minnesota
before? Okay.
He was decent.
Sure.
But he seems like he'll play ball.
Jerry needs to channel the old school Jerry. It might be the last hire you make. Do something out of the box. Do something sensational. Do something that's sexy.
It can't be a great coach because then the great coach gets the credit.
Right. Like Belichick's
which is why Jimmy didn't stay.
I know. Well,
it became so. Yeah.
Just go get Dion. It'd be
Groundhog
awesome.
Day.
It'd be fun.
Dion's not going to come in and play ball. Dion's going to say what he want to say.
I know.
So that don't work.
I know. All right, it's In the Building, presented in part by Ribaldo Realty. When did Jay join us? April? I think it was April.
Was it April?
April or May, something like that. Jay would know. Another one of our partners that has kept us going for this first year in business, Ribaldo Realty Group. Jay signed up with a promise to do what? 1 month. Remember?
Yeah.
We've been on house money for 9 months with Jay.
Sure, why not, Jay? Let's try it out.
My man, Jay Ribaldo, the official real estate agent of In the Building, does homes. He helps you sell them. He helps you buy them. And he also has lots for sale.
And investment properties that he's done with In the Building subscribers.
For sure, yeah. Guys buying second homes and renting them out. There's a big investment right there. So there's a lot that he's been trying to move. It's up in Boulevardy. All of the data and research says that this town's going to have 3 million people in it by 2050. 3 million in the next 25 years.
Easy.
what better time than to become a Texas landowner than now? Go buy some land. Whether or not even put a house on it. I don't know what all the rules and regs are, but there's a big lot right there. To look at the specs on that, it's up on Carey's Creek Drive in a brand new community just now getting built in the Bulverde area, which is going to blow up in the next 20 years. There's a lot for $215,000. To go look at the details on that lot, go to Jay's website at ribaldo.com. You can call Jay at 210-887-1081. It is ribaldo.com. Ribaldo.com. All right. You wanted to get into the Spurs a little bit this morning.
No, I just, man.
You're in Paris for 2 games.
Yeah. First of all, obviously, when he's goes home, it's going to be a spectacle. Like, it's crazy. Like, we've had Tony Parker, and Tony Parker was the Jordan of France for a long time.
Vive la France!
But I think Wemby's taking this even up a notch, one, because of his age, because of his height, and because of his potential. But, when I look at how Nike is rallying around him, when I look at him more than likely starting in his second year in the All-Star game, and I'm not even the guy that, rushes things, but the clock is ticking to make sure. Because I don't want, and this is no disrespect to Harden or Carmelo Anthony or Charles Barkley. I don't want some superstar that never wins. That only because I'm spoiled. I'm jaded. I'm used to winning championships here in San Antonio because of Tim Duncan. I don't want them to waste this guy's potential. Keep in mind, we're in a new day. You know what I mean? Ever since that guy from Akron, Ohio, was like, hey, man, I gave y'all 7 years. And because y'all were making money hand over fist, because I was, all world, y'all just figured out. And he left to Miami. Now, did he do it tastefully? There's no tasteful way to leave somebody after 7 years. But these guys, we've heard the rumbles about Giannis. We've heard the rumbles about Jimmy Butler. We saw it happen with Dame Lillard. Wemby, while he loves Pop, loves the Spurs, there's still no real love connection that says in 6-7 years, he doesn't say hey, man, we tried it. It didn't work. I'm moving on. So we're in the second year. They're 19 and 22. I'm not saying sell the farm right now, but I'm saying they got to start doing things because this kid, just by looking at by the way they're doing a Nike commercial, it seems like once every 3 months. The world loves him. I won't say the world loves him, but the world knows him. The Spurs have got to get their bleep together real soon, within the next year, 2 years, and get the pieces around him because he wants to win. You saw him, of course it was for his country, but the kid was in tears when France lost in the Olympic gold medal game to America. He wants to win. I think it's the most important thing. He said, hey, I got to the league and found out a bunch of dudes I looked up to don't work hard. I'm kind of disappointed. Figure this stuff out and figure it out quick because there's no real, especially if Pop walks away within the next couple years. After Pop walks away, there's nothing keeping him here. It's okay, I've got to play with Pop. It was cool. Got to play for the guy that one of my idols, Tony Parker, played for, and it was everything I dreamed of, but I got to go.
You play to win
I got to go.
the game.
So they got to, again, just seeing him get off that plane in Paris and just seeing the spectacle that it is and and him starting in an all-star game in his second year, figure it out fast.
He's walking around Paris like Ali walked around in Africa before he fought George Foreman.
Right.
I
mean, that's his home, so I get it. But I feel like it would be like that. I mean, New York. He goes to New York. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna come play chess. Half of New York shows up. I feel like it would be like that for him in a lot of countries, not just home. That's why I'm saying that.
LeBron eventually got to a point where he didn't think he could win the championship in Cleveland.
And he saw that they weren't, y'all going to keep giving me Boobie Gibson and Ilgauskas? Y'all, this is who y'all are going to surround me with and expect me to beat the Spurs in the finals? Then I get swept? No, I'm out.
Yeah, Anderson Varejao can only help me go so far.
I can't beat Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce with Boobie Gibson.
No offense to the great Boobie Gibson.
Shout out to Boobie.
And, the legend is what it is. LeBron leaves, comes back, wins the title.
Because they got their shit together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll go get Kevin Love. Mm-hmm. We'll make sure we resign Kyrie.
And
We'll go
only
get Iman
went back
Shumpert, J.R. Smith.
Loyalty to that town.
Right.
Wemby doesn't have loyalty to this town.
He's not from here.
I am very disappointed with them right now. Very. They were off and running. They were on pace to win 41 games. Now they're not. They've lost, 6 out of 7?
Mm-hmm.
And it's the manner in which they're losing. It is the body language I'm seeing. And for the first time, obviously he gets a mulligan and a pass because he's not the real head coach. The real head coach had a stroke. But for the first time, I'm now openly questioning, what is Mitch Johnson doing? Have you lost control of this thing? Because for the last 3 weeks, they have been the softest team in the league. They're Wemby and a bunch of slappies. You don't play the kid Stephen Castle enough.
No. Only reason he's playing now is because Sohan's out.
Which still baffles my mind because they play different positions.
Took him 4th overall. My God.
Your rotation's not good. Your team shits the bed in winning time every night because they don't know how to win. And part of that is they're soft. Chris Paul is 40, is one of the great leaders of all time. He can only do so much at this age, at this stage.
Right.
It is time to shake this thing up already.
I want some nasty.
It is time to go bring in people in here. If for no other reason than to show Victor, we're not putting up with this shit.
What the fuck is this?
When it pisses me off more when I look up the street, right up I-10, and I see the Houston Rockets sitting in second in the West.
Yeah.
They've drafted right. They went and got a bunch of pieces. They have their star in Jalen Green, and they're putting the right pieces around, and they went and got the right coach. No disrespect to Mitch, but they went and got Ime Udoka, a guy who had already been to a final with the Boston Celtics.
Where did he learn how to coach? Where did he play?
Exactly. Well, so did Mitch.
Oh yeah, I know.
But I'm just saying, it chaps my hide when I see these young teams making these strides again. It's going to be second year. That's why I said, all right, another year and a half, 2 years. What are we going to do to show him this is the place for you to spend the rest of your career?
Yeah, and I just don't see what else is Devin Vassell going to do to show us, oh, no, he's a long-term cornerstone. This is it. This is what he is.
Vassell is fine.
He's fine.
But
that's not going to get you the title.
No, that's not going to keep Wemby.
Keldon Johnson's just a guy. We overrate our own guy. Like, somebody has to do the scoring for shitty teams.
I like Johnson. Right.
Devin Vassell is a 6-man. Is he even a 6-man in Boston?
Who's untouchable?
Wemby.
Not you. You would trade Castle, depending on who it is.
The reason why I say yes is because if you're going to go bring in a star, it's going to cost you.
It's going to cost
Castle.
you a star, yeah.
So you've got to be willing to trade Castle.
Depending on who it is.
If I'm another team and I'm going to trade with the Spurs, we start the conversation off at Steph Castle, and then we go from there. Or De'Aaron Fox is a bona fide all-star.
Now, yeah, we talking De'Aaron Fox, then there's a lot of guys that I'll be like,
Yeah. I'm not necessarily saying they need to make a trade just to change it up, just to make a point. I'm not going to just give Devin Vassell away. But then part of me also thinks, man, I'm kind of processing this in real time. Maybe they should just do something to do it. Show the public, show Victor that we've reached our max with this roster. There's nothing more to see here. Let's cruise on down the road here. Let's move on. Let's trade Devin Vassell. But again, what's his value? Oh, great, he averages 18 points a game for a shitty team. Well, there's a lot of guys that can do that.
Like he could be a Derek White for somebody. Like Devin, I think Devin can hoop. I think Devin's a really good player.
If he's the fourth best guy you have,
that's what I'm saying.
not the second.
He's got to be in a pack of wolves.
Yeah. I've seen that. So if you have a plan to go bring in a superstar in here, but you get to keep Devin Vassell, I'm all for that.
Only because I feel like Victor is that guy, even though Tim should have been. Guys were just stupid. Well, Michael Finley was smart enough. Robert Horry was smart enough. Brent Barry was smart enough to be like, hey, this is my way. That's number 21. That's my way. Victor, in this world that we live in with these youngsters, he has that thing that it in the like, damn, I want to play with him. Right. Go make it happen. He has that. He has that it that's going to make young guys around the league. Because Oklahoma City, they're going to have to win soon because they got they're so loaded. They can't keep all of those guys. There's guys out there on these different teams that you can go and get that will be willing to play with Victor, be willing to be a sidekick, and come down here and get paid and also win. Spurs got to figure this out. The clock is ticking. Yeah. Again, I'm not saying this year. I'm not saying they got to do something about a trade deadline, but you got about 2 years to keep this kid happy.
I sure would like to see them do something here in the next few weeks. Let me reiterate my point about Castle. I don't want to trade him.
No,
but if you're going to go bring in a solid star already, it's going to cost you him. If you want a bona fide all-star to bring in here with Wemby, the conversations are going to start with Castle. He has more value than Devin Vassell or anybody else outside of Wemby.
Or are they waiting for him to mature to the point where he makes Castle and Vassell where he's good enough to turn Castle and Vassell into Manu Tony? Are the Spurs waiting on that? Because again, Wemby, he has to mature, he has to, learn the game, learn to play with the double team. There's a lot of things Wemby still needs to learn. Maybe the Spurs are like, we feel like we got the guys, but we're waiting on number one to figure out how to make those guys better. And we'll just be, because forever, Mike, has been built, not bought. So are they trying to keep it built, not bought, and just let's be patient with Wemby, and he's going to turn these guys into really, really talented all-star-like sidekicks? Is that what the plan is?
Pop also used to say something all the time that I always loved, and it was you need to participate in your own success. You need to participate in your own
absolutely
success. It's one thing to ask Wemby to make others better, but those others have to be willing to do it. I just don't know that Devin Vassell is capable of getting any better than he currently is. And that's not on Wemby. I think so. We've seen, how long has he been with them? This is his 4th year.
Something like that. He already got paid.
He's been hurt half the time. Sohan's constantly hurt. I'm tired of watching that. I just think they're a bunch of sissies.
It is still a slow cooking brisket. 4 years. I'm giving them 4 years, Matt. I said a year and a half, 2 years.
I don't
this
think
is a brisket. 4
Castle's
years,
got some dog in him. Sohan's got dog in him.
Right.
I'm out on Vassell. Keldon Johnson's a jag. He's just a guy.
I haven't given up on Vassell yet. I'll be honest.
Ironically, it's the Frenchman who's the dog. Wemby's a dog.
Sure.
And he can only be asked to carry these veterans that they've been here before him. Tim got here before Tony and Manu. Tim was already his team. He was established as the leader of this group. They had already won with David.
Great point.
And then they bring Manu in, and Tim was already here. Devin was already here. Wemby showed up as the kid.
Great
it's
point.
A lot to ask on him to make it's not too much to ask Wemby to make Castle better. But Vassell, he's been in the league a minute. He's been paid now.
Big paid.
I'm not trying to be. It's not personal. I just don't think.
No, it's not personal.
Vassell has that.
I'm just trying to protect what we tried to. It was a 3-year plan. They got rid of Murray. They got rid of Derek White. This was a 2-3 year plan to get Wemby.
Yeah.
You can't let it go out the window trusting in guys that just aren't going to turn the corner.
Right. There's patience, and then there's mathematics. And then
there's like, hey, when Mama said when somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Sure.
And a few of these guys on this team have shown us who they are.
Right.
What you say about my mama?
They're really close to their ceiling.
Right. I've got patience for Wemby because he's a baby. He's
a baby. He's 21.
I've got patience for Castle. I'm out of patience on Devin Vassell. I don't have patience for Keldon Johnson. This is who he is. I'm out on them. And again, I just feel like this. I feel like this is what we're seeing lately is the best the Spurs are going to be this year. We're not going to just turn some corner here in the next month. Oh, the Spurs have won.
The West is thick.
They're not going to go off on a 12-game win streak with this current group. And I'll tell you another thing, they're in Paris and having all this great time, and Wemby's dedicating courts to the kids in his old neighborhood and everything, which is great. You know who's looking at that going, fuck y'all?
Who?
The Indiana Pacers. We're here too, by the way.
And
they feel like a second fiddle because they are. Watch, Halliburton's going to go for 50 tomorrow night to prove a point.
Well, good thing for San Antonio. The thing I want to say, he's dealing with some type of strain, so I don't even know if he made the trip. I know
he did.
I know he likes to play in the
Tyrese?
snow. Halliburton, yeah, he likes to play in the snow, so it would behoove him to go to Paris. But
Time out. Hold that thought. He posted on Twitter this morning.
Oh, he's there.
He's in front of the Eiffel Tower.
Of course he is.
Hey, where are the white women at?
That's what you mean by
Yeah.
he likes to play in the snow. I got it.
I'm just going off what I saw him do in Paris.
Yeah.
In the
Tyrese,
Olympics.
I played in a lot of snow. There's a reason why I'm with a Mexican girl now.
It's a good change.
Just saying. I came back home. I was like LeBron. I went somewhere else, but my mom's like, "Hey, they should have saw the look on my mother's face when she met Nina the first time."
Really?
Yeah.
Was she excited? What are you saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because I brought it home. I went back to my roots.
Halliburton, I knew he was going to make the trip whether he was playing or not.
My God.
Halliburton was jumping out of Sprinter vans with like 6.
Oh yeah,
he was
I
jumping
remember.
He was
that.
jumping out the van with like 6 chicks.
Well, he is 6'9". There's a lot of him to
Yeah,
go
man.
around. There's a lot of love
So
to give.
of course he went to Paris.
Yeah.
And the Pacers
Wow.
are 24-19.
Yeah, they're good,
8-2
man.
in their last 10.
Yeah, they're good. They're probably going to whip the Spurs' ass these 2 games. So that's great. Go have a good time in Paris. Wemby deserves it. Good on the NBA. Good on the Spurs for doing this. Good on the NBA for realizing the marketing opportunity that this is. It's great.
That's what I'm saying. The NBA, and you have some people in certain, this is what we do, pundits, that feel like Wemby the NBA is forcing him on, not on us, because we're here, we love him,
Mm-hmm.
but the NBA is forcing Wemby upon the NBA world. Like the NBA is going, and the ESPN, they're going out of their way to make Wemby a superstar, which, okay,
what
cool.
they do.
But damn it, if we're gonna be showing him off, we're gonna force Wemby on people, let's win.
Yeah,
Let's win.
sure. They were in New York. You mentioned the New York trip. They were spent like 4 days there because they played the Knicks and the Nets back to back. You know how many New Yorkers were like, I can't wait to see you here in the Knicks in 3 years.
Yeah.
Gonna look great in that orange uniform. Let's go ahead and try not to let that happen by doing
Bingo.
some winning here and not putting up with bullshit. First thing they got to figure out is who the hell the coach is going to be. They don't even know who their coach is going to be next season. We need to know that pretty soon.
I don't know a lot of people that have had a stroke. Only know a few.
I don't see how Pop ever comes
But
back.
I watched Jamie Foxx's Netflix special about a month ago. And this is a young, in shape dude. He said he couldn't walk.
Mm-hmm.
Like he said, it was a long recovery for him. So I can only imagine what the recovery is like for somebody that's 74. I can only imagine.
Right, and go spend 80 nights a year in a hotel and have overnight
Gotta
flights
fly every
70
night, yeah.
times. Stupid. It's just not. It's not good. There's a lot of questions around this thing. I'm so happy we have Wemby. It's great, but that honeymoon is starting to wear. We've had sex with him a little bit here. Now,
Come on, Mitch.
No, I'm talking about Wemby.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the happiness of having him. Okay, cool. Now what?
Right.
I got this badass sports car here, but my garage door's handle's messed up all the time. I got a leaky faucet. I got a commode the handle needs fixing. That sports car is going to go to find a new nice house that don't have a leaky faucet and a fucked up handle at some point. I would make a point and I would trade people next week. If for no other reason than to send the message that we're serious still. We're serious about doing right by this kid. And I know that they are. Show us. Show us soon. All right. Go show out for this show. Another one of our partners that has been a day one partner since we started this show is Texas Cheer Liquor. My gosh, where would we be without AD?
It's crazy. I remember when AD I remember him calling me since it's our anniversary.
It's sing, motherfucker.
I was still at Sports Star. He was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna spend some money with Mike and Puma and LG." I was like, "Oh, good. Grow the business. Do your thing." He was like, "You ain't gonna be mad at me." I was like, "First of all, that's your money.
Yeah.
It's your company." But it was like no other sponsor would ever do that. They just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
right.
just the type of dude AD was. First of
Exactly.
all, he was gonna do it anyway, no matter what I said.
But that was classy.
But it was just classy on him to hit me. And he wasn't asking me for permission.
Right.
He had already, matter of fact, I think he had already signed y'all. He would just let me know, "Hey man, I'm doing some things with LG." And I was like, "Dope, Mike's my guy." I was like, "I like Puma. LG, I've been knowing LG for over a decade. Handle that. I think it'll be great for you." Those people follow Mike to like he's freaking Jim Jones. He's freaking Jim Jones.
I've been compared to a lot of people. That's the first.
He's Jim Jones. Thunderdome does whatever he tells him to do. You should do that. And then so I think it was an easy transition for all of us once AD came on in the
I
building.
told you this story of AD when he called me. When he
yeah, that's
actually,
what he told
DM'd me first.
Right.
I told you that. So I was in Hawaii, freshly divorced, living alone, and making decent money. But all of a sudden now I had child support payments to make.
Right.
And there were days where I was so low on money that I would catch the bus to the radio station, right? In Hawaii, where I was doing the show. I was doing the show on the ticket, but from
the iHeart Hawaii,
station
right.
in Honolulu. There were days where I'd catch a bus to go back and forth. I was alone. Kids were with their mom during the week. I had time. It would take 45 minutes to ride the bus from my apartment to the station. It's a 10-minute drive by regular car.
Right.
I wanted to save the gas because gas in Hawaii is $5.50 a gallon.
Good Lord.
There were days, Rudy, where I would say, well, it's just me for the next 3 days, me and the dog. I'm eating 7-Eleven the next 3 nights. And by the way, and LG can attest to that. We've talked about this before. 7-Elevens in Hawaii are great.
It's different.
It's different.
It's not the shit that's going to give you the squirts.
Fresh udon, fresh ramen, tonkatsu. So you can eat cheap at 7-Eleven. My ass was eating 7-Eleven on the regular. And I thought, enough's enough, and I got to find a way to have more money. So I took a job at an Italian restaurant in Waikiki, Honolulu.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because one of the guys that worked at the radio station, he was an account executive and he was a DJ on the pop station there. Mm-hmm. And one of his clients was this Italian place down in Waikiki. And he helped get me a job as a busboy just for some extra spending money. And here I am, 47 years old, 46.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Too old to be bussing tables. But I swallowed my pride. It is what it is.
Trying to get some little gas money.
I'm all alone here in Hawaii. You know, when my kids are not with me, it's just me and the little dog. And
they were taking all your money.
I needed the gas money. And I needed the money. I just needed beer money. And decided to go ahead and take this busboy job. Swallowed my pride. Here I am doing a talk show in the midday that 50,000 people a day listen to. And then at night, I'm busting tables at the pizza joint.
You're like, what the hell is that?
And I'll never forget one night.
What's going on here?
And LG and I talked about starting a podcast a little bit, but I was lazy and, I had my job at the station, blah, blah, blah. I'm walking home one night because I was walking to the restaurant. Didn't want to burn the gas. And parking in Waikiki's impossible. It was a good 1.5-mile walk. This sounds like some old grandpa story, but this is a true story.
Yeah.
I had an epiphany one night. It was 1:00 in the morning. I was bone tired from bussing fucking tables all night at 46 years old. And I'm walking along. There's this long canal that runs parallel. So you've got Hawaii, so you got the ocean, Waikiki, and then a huge canal that runs through the middle. It kind of splits the city in two. I'm walking the canal, and a giant rat the size of a freaking possum. It was a rat. They don't have possums in Hawaii. A rat. It was a rat. They have mongooses too, but this was a rat. Big, gnarly looking rat.
Jesus.
Runs over my foot on accident, and he didn't mean to, because I was just walking. He shot out of a bush and like grazed my foot, and then took off running. And I'm like, whoa, shit! It scared me. And so I'm like, whoa! So I just keep walking. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Yes. That was it. You're like, I'm walking with rats in the middle of the night.
What am I doing?
Right.
So the next day I told LG, let's do the podcast. Let's get it rolling. What's it look? What do I need to do here? What do I need gear? Let's get this thing going. So we started the podcast while I was still doing the ticket.
Right. I remember.
They allowed me to do it.
Which is crazy. Go ahead. It's crazy.
They allowed me to do it. And so I'm like, let's start the podcast. I got to have something I got to have something that makes me happy. And I need money, but I'm not going to bust tables. And so we spent that first week asking for support. And I get a direct message one day, and it's Aman Singh. And I didn't know him. I had heard of Texas Cheer.
Right.
I'd heard of it. I heard you do spots.
Right.
Hey, I'm Aman, longtime Thunderdomer with Texas Cheer. How much to sponsor? First of all, Aman didn't pay us a lot.
I know what you mean.
But compared to what I was making an hour bussing tables,
you're like, yes, sir.
Aman, to get us started as our first sponsor, we made in 1 month from him what it would have taken me 6 months to make bussing those tables.
Right.
And again, it wasn't like Aman was paying me what he was paying y'all at the radio station. I'm just a little upstart podcaster, but I was bussing tables, so it was king's ransom for me. So however long AD continues to do business with us, he could stop today, and I'm forever grateful personally to AD.
Sure.
And again, it's a business transaction. He wasn't doing charity by me. He wanted to try and see if it would work.
He was trying to drive traffic.
Sure.
It wasn't just like, yo, let me help Mike out. No,
yeah,
he's trying.
Yeah, no, and if
he's
it
about
work,
making money.
Yeah, and he would have pulled the money if it didn't work. He would have
Right.
quit being sponsor after a while. And I'm forever grateful because while he did a business decision, it changed my whole perspective. And it started me off on this journey to where I thought, okay, maybe I can just do a podcast and run it myself with
Right.
a couple of guys. And lo and behold, here we are.
Yeah, no, in 2020, when the pandemic hits and damn near every sports grind sponsor drops off because we're only on twice because sports had stopped.
Yep.
A good portion of my cleaning companies had dropped off because they're working remotely.
Yep.
That man allowed me to come into his Texas Cheer Liquor #1 that wasn't even allowing customers in to come and do Facebook Lives and still stayed on with me as a sponsor through that. While, you know what I mean? Like literally nothing's coming in. And he was like, man, come do some Facebook Lives, keep my name out there. He's making a ton of money during this time anyway. But the fact that he stuck with me through the pandemic and allowed me to come in there, I'd wear gloves, I'd wear the mask, I'd come in there, do the Facebook Live. Forever, forever, forever grateful.
Right when I quit the ticket, and I needed some supplemental income. I mean, he and his sister hired me to help co-manage the store up in Bernie, up in on Boulevardy and Evans. I spent 6 months working in that liquor store. Not a very good employee. Left the door unlocked one night.
Oh my God, you serious?
Had to get up and drive back to the building and lock it. Yeah, because Renee could tell. Renee hit me up at like 12:30. Mike, did you forget to lock the door? Because she could tell when her doors are locked on her phone. Nope. A couple of times I forgot my key. Like I'd switch cars with Nina, and I'd get up there to open the store in the morning and get up there at 9:45, and can't get in. I forgot my key. And I swear to God, I didn't steal no damn mallet. She keeps telling people that I stole a mallet. I didn't keep a mallet. And I accidentally had it, I would have found it by now.
Yeah.
So it's Texas Cheer Liquor. Again, just look, this is business. Yes, we're friends with the Sings,
but if it wasn't working, they pull it.
That's correct. But my point is that, and I said this earlier, I don't necessarily have to work with great people, but it sure is nice when we do.
Right.
You know, and all of our partners are just good people. And like us, they're independent contractors, really. They're independent people. Or Orlando, he started his own. Ribaldo's off on his own. AD started on his own. I mean, this is badass stories, man.
Slackers is the same too.
Slackers, yeah, from
dirt.
scratch,
from the dirt.
So here we are. Let me get to the specials. My fault. We got 4 different specials at All Texas Cheers for the rest of the month
this week, sir.
Svedka vodka, the big bowl, only $13.99. This is not listed when you go into the store. They're doing it. He wants to see how many people might go buy Svedka that see our show.
Right.
Case in point, still about making money. He ain't giving charity. Go get you a bottle of Svedka, take it to the counter, mention in the building for the rest of January, and you get it for just $13.99. Fireball, just $12.99 for the rest of January. And then you got Martha Stewart's Shard, 19 Crimes, only $4.99 a bottle for the rest of January, but you must mention in the building.
Mike won't do boner pill sponsors because he says he still gets hard on his own.
Well,
that was when you were making $150,000. Now I think you'll do it.
Don't be telling people what I made.
I said when. A long time ago, Child Support Texas. A long time ago.
All right. We'll also have an opportunity for y'all to meet Vince Young on Sunday, the 2nd of February. February 1st and 2nd is the Alamo Card Show at 24/7 Church, 1604 in Judson Road. 2 days of a massive blowout cards and memorabilia show. Seeing the money that gets exchanged, not just with those sports cards, but like Pokemon and collectibles and all these different Marvel and DC. The memorabilia game is
it's insane.
It's insane. And, I mean, it's so insane, they have the means to bring in guys like Vince Young, who will be signing on that Sunday the 2nd. So go meet Vince, get you a photo and an autograph, get you an autograph, football, whatever it is. Vince will be signing on the Sunday, February 2nd at 24/7 Church.
All you need to know is Wemby, who's really pretty much done nothing but show up tall.
Mm-hmm.
His jersey just sold for $10,000 after he gave it away a week and a half earlier. That's all you need to know about the memorabilia game.
What y'all watching? What you watching this week?
I'm watching I Am Killer season 6 because it was the first episode was a San Antonio couple. LG. I'll just say it's San Antonio related. If you are into I Am Killer, check out I Am Killer season 6. I don't want to give it away like I did last week, but it is disturbing, awful, fascinating, and the mafia is, I mean, we all know that, but the mafia is really here. Go watch I Am Killer season 6, episode 1.
We watched it too.
Oh, you saw it?
And the mafia, the Mexican mafia is so good at getting down and out people with problems to do their dirty work for them. And this takes a deep dive into.
It's crazy.
An example.
I've never watched I Am Killer. I just watched this one because I was getting FOMO because it was up and down my timeline. Oh, San Antonio happened. But then when I was watching it, I remembered how big of a story it was.
Were y'all Superman fans in the 80s? Did you watch the Superman movies, Christopher Reeve?
The real Superman?
Yeah, we watched the documentary on him. It's called Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. Nina didn't have any idea because she's a millennial. She was enthralled by this.
Didn't he fall off a horse, poor bastard?
Mm-hmm. He was big into equestrian, went head over a horse and
broke his back.
Broke everything from the neck down. And finally died 10 years later, but did so much for disability research. Almost his legacy is actually, it's not his Superman movies. It is the work he did after he got hurt. So it's the story of him. And his wife dies like 6 months after he does of lung cancer. Jesus. She never smoked a cigarette in her life. She was a lounge singer. And just spent 30 years singing in clubs.
Secondhand smoke.
Yeah, man. And it's a heartbreaking story, but it's a very interesting story of Chris and the work they did, and it's pretty awesome. Robin Williams always had depression issues, but he was best friends with Christopher Reeve. After Chris died, that's when Robin really took a nosedive mentally. I'm not saying that Robin killed himself because of Chris's death, but it damn sure didn't help. It put Robin into a spiral that he just got worse and worse. It's a hell of a story. The Christopher Reeve docuseries is pretty good, and they get all of Krista's old best friends from back when he was Superman that participated in it. It was raw, very honest. The kids all partake in it. It's pretty good, man. All right, let's eat some tacos.
Let's go.
All right, let's see y'all. I want to see as many people as we can on Friday out at Slackers on 281 and Thousand Oaks. We want to celebrate our 1-year anniversary with the people in the flesh on Friday. Y'all stay warm. I think this snow and stuff is gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
But it is cold.
SAISD said we need one more day from these badass kids.
By the way,
we'll get to it tomorrow. SAISD
what are
was
we
like,
doing?
SAISD was like, F them kids. We don't want to see them. We off again.
Punch the SAISD. Everybody's in school but y'all. Y'all's rep. You know what? Some package. Mañana.
Package.
They in the business of closing schools, not keeping them open.
Shit. No. We're going to revisit this tomorrow.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.